Your mind is so polluted with sexual imagery that you can't recognize how it's sexualized anymore. It's easier to start a habit than it is to break one. Stop focusing on what it takes to stop. Find something to replace your time with. Start a new habit. Those urges, they never go away, but all they do is get stronger the more you deny yourself access to what used to satisfy that urge. So being horny is natural. It is an urge that is going to come over all of us. When you pause, no pun intended, like shit. Yo, peace and high vibes. What's good with y'all? It's your man DM9 back with another production. Y'all see by the title what we finna get into. Turn on my post notice to keep up with me. And yeah, we about to get into part 2 on my series on why you need to stop watching XXX and how to stop. All right. Now, if you just clicked on this video and you feel like you a little more advanced, you got more experience under your belt when it comes to not watching XXX, you a little further along on the journey, I still say go back and watch part 1 for the reasons I give as to why you need to stop watching XXX. All right. I know for me, before I found those reasons that I gave, I thought I was advanced. I thought I knew enough and it was just a problem with my discipline. And I'll say this too, it's harder to create new experiences when you don't learn anything new, when you don't implement any new information and you're just going off past knowledge. It's harder to create new experiences off past knowledge. So when I learned the things that I said in part 1 of this series, it drastically changed my ability to say no. So please go watch the first video. It's honestly a precursor to this one because we'll honestly just start the video now. Step 1 to not watching this shit anymore is to make it something negative in your mind. All right. You can't stop doing something and just say that you're not gonna do it anymore if something is so rewarding to you and you programmed yourself to like it for so long. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be extremely difficult for you to stop doing it if you don't change the way you look at it, because you're still wired to like it. You might have just stopped it for now, but you're still hardwired, you're still wired to like this shit. All right, you're still programmed to get reward off this shit. So you need to change the way you look at it. You need to make it something negative in your mind. And all of us that's watching this shit, we were introduced to XXX as something that's rewarding and something that's normal for men before we learned about how bad it is for men. So you have to learn about what it's doing to you, why it's bad for you to really develop that strength and that willpower to not go back anymore. So that's step 1 to not watching this shit anymore, is rewire your brain to look at this negatively. Step 2, abstain for at least 30 days. All right. At the very minimum, 30 days. A lunar cycle, nigga, 28 days. All right. At the very least, go a month without consuming XXX or shucking the corn, masturbating, right? Go at least 28 days without it. Why do I say at least 30 days? Whatever floats your boat. If you feel like you want to go longer, then by all means, do what feels right for your situation. But I say just go for that 30 days so you can train your mind to deny it, all right? Like I said in the previous video, this is a compulsive issue, all right? What does it mean to make compulsive decisions? Compulsive decisions are illogical, irrational decisions you make to treat an irresistible urge. So when you're watching XXX, you always say no, you don't want to watch, but it's a compulsive decision to do it. You know it's not right, but it's a compulsive decision. And when you say no, you're training your mind to deny it. It's literally rewiring, all right? It's rewiring that previous program in your mind to just make that wrong decision, all right? So go at least 30 days. No, just be abstinent. No sex, no XXX, no shucking the corn. All right. Just train your mind to say no and desexualizing your mind as well. This is why I say just be completely abstinent. So when I say desexualize, once again, I said this in the last video, your mind is so polluted that you can't recognize the pollution. All right. Earth is so polluted that we can't recognize that chemtrails ain't supposed to be in the air, that we just naturally walk past the trash that we see on the ground. We naturally overlook the fact that we see this array of colors and oils in the drinking water. All right, the earth is so polluted that we can't recognize it now. And that's how it is for your mind. Your mind is so polluted with sexual imagery that you can't recognize how it's sexualized anymore. So I say to desexualize your mind for at least 30 days so you can gain more clarity over reality, so you can begin to be more present with reality. You'll want to have more real connections and conversations with people. All right, so you're gonna have to, so my problem when I first heard desexualizing your mind is I didn't really know what desexualizing my mind looked like. And I thought it was too much work. I thought my mind was just as sexualized as the next man, right? But what it looks like is you gotta train yourself to walk past women and not hit one of these when you see when you know that motherfucker fat from the front, yeah. When you can see her hips and be like, oh yeah, I know that motherfucker. You know what I mean? You gotta train yourself to walk past shorty like, just not even look. All right, you can't. It's no more hitting one of these. Yeah, it's no more hitting one of those, nigga. You gotta desexualize your mind, and it's not gonna be perfect. You're gonna be trash at it, but persistence wins the race, right? So you gotta be persistent with your desire to desexualize your mind. So it's gonna feel like training a dog, because it's gonna keep on jumping at every little sight, because this is how you program your mind to be. Every time you see a joint, you in the gym going crazy, nigga. You can't even focus. And it's just gonna feel like that. But as long as you can just become conscious and mindful of your thoughts, of the thoughts that you're having, that's the progress that you wanna see. Because eventually you're gonna get so good that the sexual thoughts that you usually had don't even become the first, second, or third thoughts that you have when you see her. It's literally like taming a dog and training a dog. All right, because it's training that animalistic side of yourself. So go those 30 days at least without watching. Oh yeah, and a gem that I'll give y'all is it's easier to start a habit than it is to break one. So you're watching this video, and watch this video all the way through so you can get my gems, but stop focusing on what it takes to stop. It's already difficult enough. Find something to replace your time with. Start a new habit. Start multiple new habits. And you'll notice that you don't even have time to give to the bad ones anymore. And they're just going to wither off. They're not even going to become extra thought in your head. You're going to go a couple of days and realize, damn, I ain't done this shit in a while, nigga. Might as well keep the streak alive. That's how it feels. So focus on starting new habits. If it's just one, so be it. But I say habits, so you can occupy your time with something to where you don't even have the time or the mental, you can't even focus on the bad habit anymore. It's easier to start a habit than it is to break one. Number 3, and 3 might be the most important one to me. I ain't gonna hold you. I think it's the most important one. Number 3 is get a consistent sex life. So the reason I think that's the most important is, why not bring back the diagram from the last video? Is it this one? I believe it is. So, yeah. The diagram is back. Once again, we're gonna get this boarded up soon. Promise. For right now, the diagram, right? The reason I believe you need to have a consistent sex life to really overcome your XXX addiction is because being horny is natural. It is an urge that is going to come over all of us. When you pause, no pun intended, like shit. And when you go on YouTube, you'll notice a lot of people saying, oh yeah, you just need to overcome lust, semen retention, abstinence. Like, I didn't just say abstinence, but just your problem is woman and your desire for woman and lust. And you'll hear a lot of that rhetoric on YouTube and just on social media. Lust is not the problem. Lust is an emotion, just like anger is an emotion, just like joy is an emotion. We've seen Inside Out, right? The problem is not the emotion. The problem is your ability to tolerate and handle that emotion. So people with anger issues, it's not that they're angry, it's that they don't know how to control their anger. They have a very low tolerance for the emotion of anger. That is the problem, right? That's the problem. So people like you that's watching this video, a nigga like I used to be, my problem was not lust. My problem was my ability to manage and control my lust. It was I had a low tolerance for lust. All right. Lust is an issue. When you're having sex, what do you feel, nigga? You're not angry, nigga. You might be a little joyous because you finally getting some pussy. Who don't like that? But the emotion you're feeling, you're in a lustful state. So you can't outrun, you can't escape lust. It's something you're gonna feel. You're gonna get horny, my nigga. So the problem is how you respond to the emotion. So being horny is something that you can't run from, but how you respond is what matters. So how do you satisfy it? Right now, you satisfy it using XXX and masturbation. You need to have real sex, or because I'm not just a fucking hornball, it's real sex, or B, develop an intimate romantic relationship, or C, all of the above. Nigga, you can't miss with C. You know what I mean? You can't miss with C. But the biggest way you overcome this shit is to replace it with something else. You are naturally going to want to have, you are going to get horny. You are going to feel that energy. The problem is just when you feel it, you're doing things that you don't want to do. All right, because you know this is bad for you. So the fix to it, like I said, it's about rewiring and reprogramming your mind, because you're programmed to treat this emotion with XXX, with shucking the corn and masturbation. All right. So the reason I say you need real sex and develop a romantic, intimate relationship, or see all of the above, is because now your urges are changing. Okay. Your urges when you feel horny, when you feel that lust, is changing now. When you get horny, when you feel that energy, your mind isn't immediately running to, damn, I wonder what a Bella Danger put out lately. Damn, I wonder what exclusive Danae doing. Damn, Dab of Kaya just posted. Your mind isn't running to what these XXX, I hate the word porn, I'm sorry. Your mind isn't running to what these porn stars are doing. Your mind isn't immediately running to the hub and spank bang and just porn, period, because you've rewired your mind. Your mind is gonna start fantasizing about, damn, shawty was throwing that motherfucker back crazy. Your mind is gonna start jumping to that. You're gonna start fantasizing about real sex now rather than the bullshit you see online. And if you're fantasizing about it and you're desiring this, that's the change right there, because you're not desiring and urging to do the XXX anymore, so shuck the corn anymore. So this is unorthodox advice. Like I said, I see a lot of people say, no more, your problem is lust, no more woman, go in a hole, 60 months, nigga. Like, they just say some crazy shit. And whenever I would try that shit, because I mean, it makes sense. Whenever I would try that shit, I would just drive myself crazy, because nigga, I love women. Fuck. Yeah, you gotta know how to be alone and not rely on somebody else's presence. You gotta love yourself enough to not need affection and sex from other people. But I don't like saying but, because it completely disregards everything that I just said. Although you also want that feminine companionship around you. So that's why I say develop a romantic, intimate relationship. All right? Because that's a big problem. If you go watch the video, that's a problem that XXX creates for you, is your ability to create relationships and sustain relationships and develop real intimacy and to develop emotional connection. All right, XXX heavily inhibits that ability. So you need to stop watching, and you need to replace it with the real thing. Develop a romantic, intimate relationship with somebody. And that way, when you feel yourself start getting horny, nigga, send her a message. Call her. Send her a token of your appreciation. Nigga, send her a gift. Let her know you thinking about her. Start doing these acts of affection that is building intimacy in your relationship. Or if you can't find that person, then, like I said, do what you gotta do and just be out here being a single nigga and just developing a consistent sex life. Because let alone the fact of knowing that, like, some of y'all are incels, some of y'all are involuntarily celibate, right? And once you know for a fact that, nigga, if I really wanted to, I could go get pussy tonight, yo. Once you know that, everything changes. You know why? Because when those urges resurface, which they inevitably will, you programmed yourself to like XXX your whole life. When those urges resurface, you'll start thinking, it'll pop up, and then you'll think, I'm just finna see what shawty doing. Nigga, fuck all that. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it's gonna work. And it's because you've reprogrammed your mind. You cannot begin to make new decisions in life, in anything that you want to do, until you reprogram your mind. It's the driving force behind all decisions. All right? Yeah, your gut might make you feel one thing. Your dick might make you feel one thing. But the last say so behind any decisions that you make is what your brain tells your body to do. So you need to rewire your programming. You need to rewire your mind. And by removing XXX, understanding why it's bad, and replacing it with the real thing, you are no longer desiring. You're looking at this with disgust, and you're looking at this with desire. That is the reprogramming of your mind. And then also, I forgot to mention this with step 1 or step 2, abstinence for at least 30 days, those 30 days is developing that desire for intimacy. You've already told yourself no, that you're not going back. I'm done with this shit. So you know that craving never goes away, right? You want that intimacy. You get horny. So, and don't get me misconstrued, those are not the same thing. But you might watch XXX out of a desire for intimacy, emotional connection, or horniness. I had to clarify that. So those urges, they never go away, but all they do is get stronger the more you deny yourself access to what used to satisfy that urge. So that's why that abstinence for at least 30 days or longer is important. And it's gonna make you want that consistent sex life. And then once you get it, it's gonna be very easy for you to not watch XXX again. And if you ask me, overcoming lust is the next step. All right, it's level 2. Overcoming XXX is level 1. A lot of people aren't past level 1, so you gotta go through this to get to here. Overcoming lust really has to do with being able to deny pussy, not being a sexaholic, not being obsessed with sex and shit. That's when it becomes overcoming lust. But if you watching this video and you need to stop watching XXX, you need to focus on this, all right? Walk before you can run, my nigga. You ain't gonna walk into the gym benching 600, nigga. You at least gotta put up 135. Step 4, and this is, I'm saying all of these are the most important. They all honestly have equal importance, because I was talking about your PFC and your prefrontal cortex, right? Y'all should have watched the last video, so I don't gotta explain this again. But briefly, your prefrontal cortex is in charge of making logical, rational, reasonable decisions. It rules your executive function. Your prefrontal cortex is what ultimately helps you make the right decisions in life. And the number one way to strengthen that, now, you might think this is a cliche. I know I thought this was a cliche when it came to semen retention, but this is 100% the case. You get in the gym. You start working out, strength training, but especially an aerobic workout. That is the number one way. It is the best way to strengthen your PFC. And let's just break down why that makes sense in the first place, right? When you are consistently going against stress and pushing yourself to new limits, your body is telling you no, but your mind is telling you yes. You the reverse of R. Kelly right now, nigga. Your body is telling you no, but your mind is telling you keep going, and you listen to your mind and not your body, right? That is you strengthening your ability to make the right decision. And if you want to kill two birds with one stone, who the fuck made that? Why is that even an expression? Why is shit so violent, nigga? I'm sorry to get distracted real quick, but like, I hate the fact that I just had to say that, nigga. There's not even a softer way to say it, nigga. To kill two birds with one stone, nigga. You can pick up a new physical or athletic hobby. Now you're in the gym and you found a new habit to start. You don't have time for that shit no more, nigga. You just killed two birds with one stone, nigga. Fuck is he talking about? So I recommend all niggas get into boxing, some type of martial art, get into something like that. Get better at basketball, get better at soccer. Just find that athletic hobby you can do that'll be a workout every day. And it's a new habit to start. It's a project that you can work on for you to improve at. All right. Another thing that getting in the gym does for you is it strengthens your willpower. Like I said, your body is telling you no, but you don't listen to your body and you will yourself to the end of the set. You will yourself past the point where you thought you wanted to stop. You are strengthening your willpower. So now that energy will trickle out into the rest of your life. So when the time comes and that urge pops up, your body is telling you yes, your mind says no. And it's because of how you've strengthened yourself in the gym. You've strengthened your willpower, and you've strengthened the most important thing to help you make that rational, logical decision, to help you be able to listen to yourself. And then I'm telling you, it's the prefrontal cortex, gang. It's the PFC. The reason you are so bad at making the right decisions, the reason you keep making the wrong decisions, the reason you keep relapsing, the reason you're so impulsive and compulsive is because of how weak your PFC is. All right, your mind is programmed. When you're in the gym, all right, I'm gonna keep this rhetoric going the whole video real quick. When you're in the gym, it's literally rewiring and reprogramming your PFC. All right, but with what you've done to your mind, and the reason I stress the PFC so much, and this is what I learned most recently when I said that the prefrontal cortex is what I learned to really help me not go back anymore, because I could already be maybe having a good diet or be in the gym, but your awareness of something can completely affect how you engage with reality. And that's so simple. That's honestly like on some psychology 101 shit. So your awareness of what your PFC is and how it works for your life can completely affect how you take care of it, which will affect the decisions and the behavior that you have. The awareness, I'm gonna take it back to reason 3 real quick. The awareness of a woman in your corner and knowing that you can get consistent sex can completely affect how you interact with reality now. You're not gonna go back to the XXX now because you know that this is a possibility. You know that this exists in my reality. Had to run through that real quick. We back on the prefrontal cortex. So strengthening your PFC is what will ultimately guide you to making the right decisions in life. And how do you strengthen your PFC? It's through working out. That's the number one way to do it. I personally recommend an aerobic workout. It's getting your heart rate up. Do HIIT training, all right? High intensity interval training. Just get that heart rate up, get that blood flowing, all right? That's the number one way to strengthen your PFC. The other ways is get good sleep. All right, let's get scientific. I'm gonna get nerdy real quick, but this is the details that I learned that really helped me understand and not do this shit anymore. So the reason sleep is important and self-improvement, toxic self-improvement and grind culture will tell you, you need to be awake 21 hours a day, 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours is all you need. I'm running off 1 hour, coffee and a bang. Like you're gonna see a lot of this type energy with toxic self-improvement telling you not to prioritize sleep. But get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, because rest is when your body heals and regenerates itself. So When you're resting, when you're sleeping, your body can create new neurons in the mind and can help regenerate, which is reprogramming your PFC. And it's taking in, when you're asleep, you're taking in all that you've learned and done throughout the day, and it's like updating your system so you can go on through the next one. All right, that's why sleep is important. Do not listen to toxic self-improvement. Get 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Even if you got to cut the grind short, just go to sleep, because you know that the sleep is also part of the grind. Another way to strengthen your PFC is diet. All right, eat fruits, like on some man shit. Just lean towards a more plant-based diet. I won't even say that. Scratch that from the record, Your Honor. Incorporate fruit and supplements. Cut out junk food, please. That shit's fucking you up in ways I can't even explain in this video. Cut out junk food entirely. You can keep the meat, pause. You can keep eating meat, whatever. I don't want to put too much on your plate, no pun intended. But incorporate fruits, all right? You might think that's like the cliche. They always say that. It's because it's fucking true. A good diet and what you consume can completely affect what you produce. Don't let that go over your head. So eat fruit and start taking supplements. All right, start taking supplements. Take omega-3 pills, fish oil, or just eat salmon and sardines. Those are really potent with omega-3s and fish oil, clearly. Omega-3s is something you can really mainly only get from seafood and fish. Seaweed too, if I'm not mistaken. But omega-3s is very good for the brain, very good for blood flow. Same with fish oil. So you want to take these, you want to start taking mushrooms to just overall strengthen and improving your mind and your mental faculty, because it's so polluted. Like I said, it's so hard for you to make the right decisions when you start taking these supplements, the mushrooms, the omega-3s, the fish oils. When you start taking these supplements, they start healing your mind in a sense. You start walking around with more clarity. You find it's easier to make the right decisions. You find your mind runs a lot smoother. So cordyceps, I think it's called turkey's tail if I'm not mistaken. These are mushrooms that you should get. Cordyceps, lion's mane, turkey tail, I hope that's the right terminology. Omega-3, fish oil, some ginkgo biloba, I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. Ginkgo, that's also very good for the brain. Just really focus and hone in on healing your goddamn brain. Another thing is journaling and meditation. Do things that make you present, all right? And stop getting better. Fuck, that stutter was crazy. Getting better at being present in reality. So when you're journaling, it's just you and the pen and the thoughts that you're releasing. When you're meditating, there's a whole lot of fluff when it comes to meditating. If you ask me, with my experience now, the point of meditation is to be present. It's to establish mindfulness and to be present. What does it mean to be present? What are your 5 senses picking up with your reality right now? These are your 5 physical senses, right? What are your 5 physical senses telling you about reality right now? Once you're completely in tune with that, to me, that's what it means to be present, and that's what meditation can help you do. Just focus on your breathing. Your mind is literally only focused on what it feels when you breathe. You're in tune with what you're hearing. If you have your eyes open or not, you're in tune with what you're seeing. All right? What do you taste? What do you feel in your body right now? Focus on being present and focus on becoming better and get better at being mindful. All right? That's what meditation will help you do, is practicing mindfulness, because yeah, you can try to focus on your thoughts and try what I just said, but your mind is going to stray off, right? Being mindful is recognizing where your mind strays off to and bringing it back to what you were supposed to be focused on, and recognizing what it is that you were just thinking about, maybe why it came up, and then just recognizing that this isn't a thought I need to be having right now. How is that going to translate to your real life? Is desexualizing your mind. Ooh, what a callback that was, right? What a callback that was to the beginning of the video. It's practicing desexualizing your mind. When you're walking through the day, you in the gym, you see shawty in them shorts where they got the butt crack mad defined, and you look, you be like, God damn, in your head. And then you start thinking like, boy, I can only imagine what that motherfucker look like when you striking it from the back, and then you grab yourself like, oh shit, hold on, wait, nigga. God damn, I gotta be, you know what I'm saying? That's why mindfulness and practicing presence is important, and how it relates to your PFC. Also, delayed gratification. So start these projects that take a lot of effort, require effort from you, and just see them through to the end, to be honest with you. All right. For me, waves, having this body, building my YouTube page. I got a lot of projects of delayed gratification that I'm working on, and this in a way has strengthened my PFC to just keep on making that decision to show up every day and to see this through to the end and to receive gratification off the progress and the little steps that I'm making, rather than instantly gratifying myself and just bullshitting my life away. Instant gratification is low-key the gateway and the speed ramp to a life of despair. And then lastly, limit dopamine intake. That kind of falls in line with delaying gratification, but I recommend deleting social media. All right, I got a video talking about why I say you should delete social media, and what it does to your dopamine intake is you're constantly stimulating yourself and receiving pleasure for a little amount of effort. That is quite literally what we're trying to reverse. So I recommend you watch that video if you on the ropes, if you on the fence about deleting social media and just taking a break from it. I highly recommend watching that video. But as far as what it's doing to your prefrontal, is it's constantly smacking yourself with dopamine, so where it's hard for you to develop that drive and that passion for delayed gratification and for the projects that you're working on because of all that you've been giving yourself. So I recommend deleting social media, also because of how it triggers you, gang. Also because of how it triggers you. Listen, they know what they're doing. They're very strategic. Yo, I stopped using Instagram for a little minute. I go back to my shit, go to my explore page. Why am I seeing women on my shit? Nigga, at first I was seeing boxing shit, visual images, psychology shit, and now it's like it's just refreshing it so I can only see memes and women. Feel me? YouTube will try to show you some volleyball shit or a thumbnail of a woman in leggings. Like, it's everywhere right now. Softcore porn. Fuck it. Softcore porn is everywhere, gang. This shit on Twitter, my nigga, you shouldn't even have that on your phone, bruh. You shouldn't even have that on your phone, man. Delete all social media and just take a break from it, because social media, the way they force this softcore porn on you, it's only sexualizing your mind more, and that's what we're trying to get away from. So remove the triggers from around you, delete social media. This is a hard thing to talk about. That's why that's why you're watching this video. If you're like me, you ain't talk about this with nobody, because you know that you only would have talked about it with people who are either gonna enable you because they're just as addicted, or they're not gonna see the real problem and how to help you, because they're just gonna say, nigga, get it the fuck together, get you some pussy, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Or just, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be insensitive to your vulnerability. So that's why you watching this video, and you gotta remove the triggers, man. You gotta remove the triggers, and maybe you might need to go to somebody and tell them, hey, bruh, look, this many days without watching, I just need you to put this blocker on my phone. I'll give you the passcode. Just, I ain't trying to go back and, okay, that was the chair. I heard a creak for a second and got thrown off, nigga. I was like, yo, what the fuck? But yeah, just put this passcode in, and like, I just don't want to go back. If you got the passcode, I know I can't do it. If you need to do something like that, then highly recommend it. I never did it with nobody. I just, yeah. But if you feel like you need to, then do it. And also, some other things that are very important to keeping this going is remembering that this is how you've been programmed. This is how you've been programmed. You have programmed yourself to be like this for years on years on years. And you're just now starting to reprogram and change the way you see this. Meaning the urges aren't gonna go away. All right, they might stop for a time being, they might subside, but they're gonna wind up resurfacing. And it's the mindfulness, right? It's about how you respond to these thoughts that you're having. That is everything. All right, what did I say? I'm not even gonna bring the board up again. What did I say about the lust? It's not that you have a problem with lust. It's about you have a problem with your tolerance for lust and how you respond to it. So when these urges pop up again, before the urges even pop up, when you see a video online about NoFap, semen retention, abstinence, why you need to stop watching XXX, before the urges even happen, you need to just be watching these videos. All right, you need to consistently be feeding your mind this shit, just like you consistently fed your mind the bullshit. Because when you don't have the urge to, and you just do so out of like, oh yeah, nah, let me just watch this again, let me refresh my mind, it's like a reboot. It's like a kick in the ass for you to go further. That way when the urge comes up again, you like, yeah, you got additional strength to say no. That's what that's doing for you. All right, man. I've been talking my shit for like an hour and a half now. My throat hurts. Pause. I think I'm gonna end the video here. What y'all think about this, Joan, man? This is a series that is very near and dear to me, yo. I overcame this shit. And I take the advice that I spewed out in this video. I consistently still watch videos on why I need to stop watching. I go back to the conversation I had with ChatGPT and the advice it gave me. And I stay in the gym. I stay on my diet. I stay on my supplements because I learned about how it affects me. And by learning about it, I learned how I could fix it. And that's why I just made these videos for y'all, for anybody that was like me who had this shit just holding them down for the longest. You got to understand, bro, you can't even begin to manifest when you are just coming and nutting all the time, man. You can't begin to bring shit into this world because you don't have the ability to build and delay gratification, to sustain and see a process all the way through. Because why would you want to cook a Thanksgiving meal when you're just fine eating ramen noodles all the time? It's easy to make and you know how to make it taste good. And you're always gonna find pleasure out of it. You mean? Why would you want the real thing when you can just always drown yourself in the fake? All right, done rambling, bro. Comment what y'all thought, man. Like this junk to get me in the algo and subscribe if you fuck with me. We out. Pow, nigga, what the fuck is you talking about?